That's right, I've been in YouTube. So in my last video, I was talking about one of my most used implements, which is the bush hog. I want to show you another implement right now, and I'm going to show you how I use it and why. So the first thing is, this is the result. All this grass. After you come through and bush hog, like if you leave your grass really tall, you end up with all this material. It's pretty easy to rake this up and use it for mulch, and I do that quite often. But when you have a lot of it, there's a better way. Let's check it out. So this right here is called a belt rake. And a belt rake, as you might imagine, is a rake that's driven by a belt. It runs off the same shaft, same PTO that ran the bush hog, runs this thing. And all it does is rotate like this, and it kicks the grass to the side. And there's a guard here that you can have it out of the way, or you can have it pointed down, so you can actually windrow the grass, which means pile it up in a spot that you want. And then once you have it all in windrows, you can scoop it up. And anyway, let me just show you. So it was that easy to rake up a pretty big area, not huge, but I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, into what's called a windrow, which is a long pile of grass. The nice thing about this, if I was running this along a tree line, I could just set it here. That's just my mulch system. Or if I want to scoop it up, I can just come in here with the bucket and push all this nice loose material up into piles and then relocate it. I'll show you real quick how I'm using it. I'm actually using it in my mulch systems. So in places where I don't have enough wood chips to just blanket everything, which is what I prefer to do, or what I've done in the past quite a bit, I'm actually using my grass instead. And so here's an example of a bed that was mulched long ago. It was my least cared for area, and it's kind of grown back. We did reset on the lebbek trees. Everything was reset. There were some big logs. I actually used the logs to make a ring around these new trees, and actually underneath it's a full-on mattress of wood that's under here. But then I'm using the grass as a protectant, keep it nice and humid, help the wood break down faster. And I'm doing that on all my new, I have a new variety of bananas over here. I just made these big nests for the trees. But this is all free material, you know. This is really good sun protection. In this case, what I did was I used new compost that we did, and then there's banana logs underneath there. Those are the split chunks of the bananas with the banana leaves on top. This really good mycelium rich, see there's a mushroom right there. Mycelium rich compost that I actually chipped my own wood from that tree. There was a pile of it here. And the grass goes on top. That's how I'm using it in these types of situations. And this belt rake is what makes it so much easier. So the rake that I have is not, there's other types of rakes that aren't belt rakes. The reason I like this one is because it's more compact. But there's other ones that circle a different way and take up a little bit more space. This one's a little easier to travel with. But I do notice the belt is kind of a hassle. It barks and squeals, and it's really kind of a pain in the ass to get it tight. But once you have it rolling, it's really a great tool. I'm going to do another little time lapse so you can see another area raked up real quick. And anyway, if you have more questions about tractor implements, as I've been promising, I'm trying to go through and do kind of a little mini series about them. So I'm going to keep going through. We had the bush hog, now we've got the belt rake. And if there's other ones you guys are interested in, or if you want me to just keep running through them, I will. so not too bad, just a few minutes. Got a gigantic pile of mulch. In this case, it's in the form of dry grass. And I've got another pile sitting over there. For me to break that by hand would have taken probably a couple hours. With the belt rake, it took about, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I'm only sweaty because it's humid. I'm not sweaty because I was working hard. So anyway, that's it. It's an option. Remember the thing with tools like this, you know, when you're trying to choose appropriate technology or whatever it is that you're going to use to make your life easier, it really is about the context. So if you're on a small site, obviously this makes no sense for you. If you can get wood chip mulch and you don't mind carting it around everywhere, that might be your best option. For me, I'm trying to move into growing my own fertility on site. That's why I'm into syntropic farming. That's why I'm into using grass to establish my systems. And hopefully that'll give you guys some inspiration for your own projects. And we'll see you next time.